and you go into assignments. So here is project number 1. So when you select it, and then you hit preview, it gives you all the information. It's not timed, so you're going to see the time clock here ticking, but it's not timed. Okay, so just take your time and go through it. So, and I have put a video guide, right? So you may want to preview, watch this video before, but let's go down and see. So basically, there's a lot of information here for you to read, but I'll go to what exactly you need to do, right? I'm not going to go through each of these one after the other, but the data that you need to execute the project is this. This is the data that you need to execute here. This is actually the data that you need to execute the project. Is that okay? So here are scores of a student, and you're trying to find the student grade. All right. So this is the data set that you're going to use. Now, after you do that in Excel, you come down here and answer 6 questions. So the first question, you're going to upload the Excel document. All right. And then the second, you're going to make some adjustments. It will ask you. So you have 6 questions under the project. So you have to type stuff here, right? You type stuff in. And then when you're done, finally, you hit submit right there. Is that okay? Nice. Now, so generally, that's what you're going to be doing. And let's go to trying to get your data set. Now, you can actually copy this. I don't want to copy, Control C, right? Copy makes it easier. You don't have to type in all these one after the other. So you can select this. You can select this course. All right. And then you do Control C, or if you're using a mouse, right click. Is that right? Yeah. You do a right click and then you hit copy. And I'm going to open Excel. So I'm going to split this into 2. So can you see the Excel sheet? Okay, so now what you do here is that you paste, Control V for paste. All right, so you have all your scores right here. Isn't this nice? So you don't have to type them in. I know to save time, you could easily copy them and then paste. Okay, now, because each of these scores, if maybe I'll have to do that. Now you have exam 1, 2, 3, and all that. Now they all have assigned weights, right? Each of these have weights, and the weights are already here as well. So for exam number 1, this is the weight, the category weights. So I can copy that, or perhaps just type that in. So let me go here. Let me expand that. Does somebody have these open? Do you have it open yet?
The Excel.
Okay. Now the project. I'm going to open extend the screen. So I will need the weight 15, 20. So call out if you can, please call out the weights for me. So
yes, exam 1 is 15%, exam 2 and 3 are also 15% each.
So 15, 15, 15, and the final is what, 20, right?
The final is 20, yes.
And then final review is, no, we're talking
the
about the
instructor's
comprehensive
choice. Wait, okay, sorry. Comprehensive review is 5%.
5%.
The project is 10%.
Project 10%. The quiz.
Yes, the quiz is 5%.
Mhm,
Homework, or sorry, instructor's choice is 10%.
mhm.
Homework is 5%.
Homework is 5%. Good. Now here, what you do here is that, so these are the category weights, okay? And I've done this on the video too. I'm not going to do everything for you here. So these are the weights. Now, what you need to do is to do the category average. Okay, so when you come to exam 1, because you have just one exam, what will be the average?
70.
70. So really, I don't need you to use a formula here. So I just put 70 right there. And then exam 2, also there was a single exam, so you could just put 75. And then exam 3, 80, because there was a single exam, right? And then the final review, the final is also a single score. Is that okay? Now let's come to the comprehensive review, and that is also a single score, right?
Mhm.
Now, when you come to the project, you need to find the average. So you do equal sign average, and then let's do the average. Now you are listing this. So this is, what cell is this? So B8. And then the next one is what, C8.
Yes.
So you're finding the average for both. And that is an average of 55, right? Now for the quiz, what are you doing? You're doing the average. And this starts from what? Here. And then column. And all the way through this guy, which is G9, right? Then you hit enter. Now, instructor's choice. So you're doing the average as well. And that is what? That is from this guy, column, all the way through right there, right? And you hit enter, it gives you the average. Now we have homework, right? Homework equals sign. And don't forget that for the homework, you have 20 scores. So it starts from here, then column, and then it ends all the way here. Do you see that? And then you do the average. Is that okay? So now, how do you find, we're now going to do the quality weights. So what you do is that you're going to do the category. So that's a tongue twister for me. The category weight. Weight times what?
Times the average.
Times the average. So let me extend this. I'm going to use capital X for times the average. So how do you do that? So you're going to do equal sign, all right? And then you do this star, right? Times will be a star, so shift 8 and that, and then you hit enter. Okay, don't forget about the percentage for now. You could divide by 100 eventually. And now you do equal sign, this, and then star, that, enter. Okay, actually you could just go, you hit this twice and you have all of them done already. You see that? So if you, now I want to see these functions. I want to see these functions. Is that okay? When I select this, you notice that it gives me the formula that you used. That's the importance of that. That's the significance of using Excel. Is that okay? I want to see the functions that you used. Is that okay? So please utilize the function. So don't do the math somewhere and transfer your answers onto Excel. Excel will be meaningless if you do that. Is that okay? Now, what do you do to find the student's grade at this point? So I can actually exit that. What do I do to find the student's grade?
You need to total it, but you also still need to divide by 100 because
That's right. So we have to do the total here. So because I'm going to do the total right here, I'm going to sum these guys, right? So equal sign, and I'll do a sum of this all the way to that, all the way to this guy. Now hit enter. So I have this sum, right? But because we did not use percentages in doing the product, and that's exactly what Daniel mentioned. So to find the GPA, we have to do this. So I'll do equal sign and I'll select this guy divided by 100, right? And that gives a GPA of 74.2. So this is the student's grade. Is that okay? Any questions up to this point? Are we good?
Is that the GPA?
That's the grade. Sorry, that's the student's
Okay.
grade.
yeah,
GPA is too much. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so that's the student score or the grade in the class. So this student gets 74.2.
Now, I would point out that if you want in column L, you could put those in as percentages and then you won't have to divide by 100 at the end. It should all work out.
Yeah.
And there's options for all that stuff in Excel.
So yeah, you can do that. So somebody might also decide to
Right.
change the weights to a decimal, multiply, and not do that. Okay.
Right,
But,
right. Like you
yeah.
could have divided by 100 at any one of those 3 steps and you would have got the same.
Yeah. So if you're comfortable with Excel and you're comfortable with how this works, you could do it many other ways. All right. So I'll leave you to explore on what other things that you can possibly do. So that's what you do with this. Now, so this will answer the first part of the question. Now you notice that, let me squeeze this in. As you go here, so the first part of the project, you can just upload this Excel, but you can wait, because when you go to number 3, for instance, question number 3, it says if the student could earn more points back on the project score, what score would the student need to get for the project score category to increase their overall class grade to the next letter grade? Now, what you do is that this is the original data that you have, right? To answer that question, you can copy all these. You can copy this. So if you do Control C, you can copy this and then come to the next 3 or 4 lines and then paste this back. Is that okay? It will move all the formulas. Now you want to know if the scores are adjusted. So what you can do is, you're now on project. So assuming, let me change the color. So for instance, if I make project, so we are going to adjust the project score at this point. So what we are saying is that, okay, the maximum points the students can earn on both projects is what? 100 points. So if I adjust this to 100, you notice that the grade has changed, right? And I adjust this to 100. Would the student move to the next grade? You notice that it will not change to the next letter grade, right?
Mhm.
So you can adjust this some more. You could do some further adjustment. Okay, what if the student makes 100 extra points on that, right? So you just, if you adjust, you're able to see the changes here. So you tell me that, okay, and then you write your report. Do you get what I mean? So you look at adjusting it. So because the maximum grade that the student can get is 100, even if the student gets 100 and 100 on both projects, the student will still not be able to move to the next grade. So you put that in your report. Is that okay? So you just state that if the student gets 100 on both projects, the grade will still not be able, the student will still not be able to move to the next letter grade. Is that okay? And then you go to the next question. So the next question, you have to come back and copy this original work, okay? So you copy the same original work. Make sure you don't copy this one, right? Because this is for project. So you copy this original and say, if the next question is talking about, okay, homework, you adjust the scores for homework and see the impact on the grade. Is that okay? So that's basically what you do to answer all the questions under the project. Sounds good? So I want to see this. I want to see you do stuff like this. And then you show me, you highlight, you show me that, okay, this is what changed, right? And then when you're doing, say, a quiz, you tell me this is what changed. And then you put your report together. So that's all that we're doing. If you really know what you're working on, it should take you about an hour to finish it. Okay. So let me see here. So if you go to question 4, it's talking about the lowest on the final. So you make the adjustments and then you write your report and you write everything here. And then question number 5, this is talking about instructional choice. How many zeros? So you put in zeros. So each of them you copy and make the adjustments. All right, and then write your report. That's it. But you're going to upload this file on the first question. Okay, so you upload the whole file there, and the rest will just be your report. And then you're done, and then you hit submit, and that's it. Is that okay? So I've basically answered like most of the questions for you. Now let me show you a template that one of my students did. Lindsay did a good job on that. She did it pretty neat. I liked her work, and I have a permission to show that to students. So let me show you. So this is what Lindsay did. So she decided to do this for me. So she did it pretty neat, well decorated, and she gave me a very good report. So for each of the questions, you notice she's indicating what she adjusted. She's indicating what she adjusted, all right, in different colors for me to see what is actually happening, all right, and that was it. And when you name the file, don't name it, I would want you, if possible, just name it with your name. So Math 123, right? And the section number, the section for your class is 12F. Luckily, I have just 2 of these classes this summer, but I wanted to have your name, because if you just name the file project 1, all of you name your project 1. If I download it, it will be hard for me to tell, right? So have your name up here. So name Math 123, the section number is 12F, and then the project title is Weighted Gradebook. Any questions? All right, so that is.
You mentioned that obviously, so you can look at these, you'll download the files so you can look at them. If I submit it as a Google spreadsheet, you should be able to just see it through that. I just was saying if you tried to open it with Excel, it probably would work, but sometimes that messes with formatting.
Yeah, if that's all there is, what you have, you can do that. But
Okay.
if it doesn't work, I'll definitely let you submit it again.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you have the option to do it without the Google file, just do that, so that we
Yeah,
don't have to
if
do it back and
if
forth.
I'm able to save it as an Excel file, I'll
Mhm.
see it, because Google Sheets just saves it all automatically with its own formatting.
Mhm.
But you don't need to do any download. You can just open it in your browser.
Yeah,
Well,
that works
I
too.
mean, I guess if you want to view it online, you can download it into your